Hi everyone, it's Mary Jo. Welcome back to my channel. This is our solar return for Pisces for 2018 into 2019. Happy birthday and happy solar return to our Piscean-centric people. That would be the sun in Pisces. If you have the moon in Pisces, your north node, your ascendant, or if you have a stellium of planets, like 3 or more planets in Pisces, they say that you are Pisces-centric. So a lot of times people can look at a Pisces reading, even if they're in Aries, and say, you know, that makes sense to me because maybe they have a lot of water in their chart or in Pisces. Now, what I'm doing for the solar return is I'm showing you the cards that represent your sign in the tarot. So it always comes out with one court card, 2 major arcana, and 3 of the minor arcana. So for Pisces, the Knight of Cups is your court card. This represents the 3rd decan, or the 3rd 10 days of Pisces, and the first 2 of Aries. The Knights we know are that of action, that's fiery and inspiration. They take the cause. For the Knight takes the cause for the King and the Queen. They put it into action because the King has the ideas, the Queen breathes life into the ideas of the King, and the Knight takes up their cause. Now the Cups is water. Yes, it's emotion, sensual pleasures, but it's highly intuitive, highly psychic. So this is part of your empathic abilities, your psychic abilities, your intuitive abilities. The cup is symbolizing the wisdom that's in there and all the pleasures you could feel in there in life that money cannot buy. How you feel loved, you feel appreciated, you feel happy, you feel successful. These are your wishes and dreams that you reflect on, and you're open to being receptive to them. For your major arcana, you have the hanging man, nice. This is Neptune, actually, in the tarot. Neptune is your ruling planet, all right? And this card talks about trusting that inner light, seeing things from a different perspective, willingly, and surrendering, being vulnerable in a sense that you are open to your feelings. A lot of us dodge that bullet, you know? But this is a state of grace. The person has put themselves in that position, as you can see. They're not distressed. They're not hanging like they're going to die. This is, they suspend themselves willingly so that they can be between worlds. You know how you get like your blood rushes to your head and you're between conscious and unconsciousness. That's that energy, because then between that time, or even like at a twilight almost, you start to receive the things that you don't typically pay attention to when you're fully conscious, unless you're very audible, you know, you're really listening and you're open to that. All right, so that's a very spiritual energy with the hanging man. Then we have the moon, another major arcana, and this is another card you figure of water. Now you figure Pisces is the 12th house, but it is the 3rd and final of the 3 mystical houses, other than Cancer and Scorpio. All right, so this is the highly evolved energy of psychic abilities and empathy and compassion, and not just for yourself, for others, okay? When with the moon, it's that of love, home, nurturance, protection, that mother energy. But the moon is feminine energy. And like I said, it is reflective, but it is receptive energy as well. And now in your minor arcana, you have the 8, 9, and 10 of cups. Now the 8 of cups would represent the first 3 of the first 3 decans, would represent February 19th through February 29th. Now your key word is imagination, and your constellation is Pegasus, the winged horse. And your sub-ruler is Neptune. So Neptune is your ruler and sub-ruler. All right, and this card in the tarot, actually, when we look at what it actually, the energy of it is, let me just see before I flip my notes here. Okay, and this is going to be Saturn in Pisces. So that's going to be, Saturn is your strengths in the outer world, 10th house, okay? It's about your reputation, okay, and how people see you, your career. All right, and with Pisces, it is, again, it is with compassion. It is with trusting your inner knowing, all right? So it would be like here in this card, it's like the person's walking away from a situation. And you see this full moon, again, very, very Piscean energy, that they're walking away from things that no longer fulfill them. That's strength right there, you know, to be able to do that. And then we have the Nine of Cups. A lot of people love this card because this is called the Wish card. Now, the Nine of Cups would be Jupiter and Pisces, and that would be March 1st through March 10th, and your keyword is compassion. Your constellation is Cygnus, the swan. Also, it's called the Northern Cross. But your sub-ruler is the moon. And here we have with the Nine of Cups, it is about the wishes, everything that you could fulfill in your life of the sensual pleasures, all the joy, happiness, and bliss. These cups are left unfulfilled for you to fill them with that which you desire in your life. And then with the Ten of Cups, this card would be March 11th through the 20th. The key word for you is action. The constellation for you is Cepheus, the monarch, who rests 1 foot on the pole star. It's symbolic of constancy. Your sub-ruler is Pluto. And this card would actually represent Mars in Pisces, and that's a fire. That's getting things done and complete. And you see with this card, there is completion. Every phase of this person's life is fulfilled. You know, they have the happy home. Things are flourishing in their life. This represents anything and everything. Home, love, happiness, health, wealth, career, whatever you want in your life that you could say, I truly desire and I want in my life. So I don't know if that helps you at all, to give you an idea. When you see these cards coming up, they can represent you. And secretly in a reading, that is when you're getting kind of a nod from the universe. All right, now Pisces is a feminine, water mutable sign. So that means that, feminine meaning that you're receptive and loving, you're reflective, you're open. Water, you know, emotions. Mutable means you're vacillating. You're not fixed like the other signs that are fixed. You can change your mind a lot. You can have a decision, but then someone can sway you. So you're adaptable, but you sometimes could be indecisive. You know, like, I want to go to dinner. Where are we going to go? I don't know. You decide. Well, I don't know. You decide. You know, that kind of thing can make you nuts. But basically, you're saying you're very easygoing. But you can be like the flip-flop of the zodiac. Okay? Now, your opposite sign or polarity is Virgo. And Virgo is very different than you because your key word is that you believe. All right? That's your mantra. With Pisces, you know, your dreams, your mysticism, you know, it could be fantasies, you know, you trust your intuition and your feelings, you know, and you trust in the spiritual values of life. But with Virgo is that sign of work, service, health even too, you know, analytical, perfection, you know, really serious about things. Facts and reality, you know, they're very practical and they strive for material success. So it's very different. But the part of the body that you rule is the feet, and usually Pisceans have beautifully shaped feet or very elegant feet. But that's the part of your body you have to be careful for injuries, you know, calluses, bunions, breaking bones, and also does rule the mucous membranes of the body. And the glyph is the fish for you, and it represents two fishes tied together, and it also can look like the human feet, which is the part of the anatomy that you rule. But the glyph is two crescent moons connected by a straight line, and it represents emotion and higher consciousness, all right, tied to the limit of the material world. All right. So hopefully that gives you some nice information there. And also for our cusp babies, you know that if you're born February 19th to the 23rd, you're a Pisces with Aquarian tendencies. And if you're March 16th to the 20th, you're Pisces with Aries tendencies. So the former, if you have the Aquarian tendencies, you maybe have a very elegant and refined nature, and you have a nice sense of fun, and you're very determined, you're organized, and generally you're successful about making money, okay? You're very incisive and objective. Now, with the Arian tendencies, you know, you have maybe very keen powers, and you're very observant, and you're drawn to unusual people and ideas. But you have a strong personality. That's very much that Aries nature, and that makes a big impact, you know. You also have that get up and go. You can execute personal plans, you know. Even if there's obstacles, you rise above these obstacles. Okay, so now let's get to your reading, and I'm using my 100-year-old commemorative deck for Rider-Waite. The other deck that I'm using here is my Gilded Tarot. So what I'm doing now is a card for each of the 2 months. We try and keep this succinct. Now, it might not resonate with everyone. This is a general reading. I do ask if you wanted to have your solar return or a reading, please just contact me in the information below, and I'd be happy to set that up for you. But we're looking, starting out with the 7 of Wands for your first 2 months. Now, for some of you, this is going to be a time when you're really making a stand in the business world, because this is all about work and social situations. This is like you're staking your claim. You see, you're like king in the mountain here. Now, all these wands can represent other people's opinions or fiery ideas. It could represent challenges, conflicts, trials. But it also can be healthy competition. So just taking that, since it's a general reading, and try and remember that and apply it to your first 2 months of the year. But it is about, like I said, you making a stand. Very empowered you are here. You know, you're standing here, and there's life growing here. There's a lot of greenery. And the emotions here are very calm. So I have to say, it looks like spiritually you got it going on between earth and matter, you know, spirit and matter. Earth and the spirituality. So you're starting to trust your instincts. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to keep that going all year long, but for the first couple of months, and usually within 3 months of when you have your solar return, things start to set the pace for what your year is going to be like. So you're going to have a really get up and go first couple of months, all right? If it already hasn't started since the last 2 months before. Success for you in business. And with socializing, you know, I don't know, maybe if you're like a real estate broker, maybe you're getting a big network going and you're having a lot of colleagues, and, you know, there's some working together in collaboration, or there could even be some rivalry there, but it's healthy rivalry for you. Even if it's with school or work, your career, love matters, whatever it is, it's saying that you're having a lot of energy to get things done and take control of the situation, especially with that 7. That's really being in control, and that's a very mystical number 2. So you have some really nice profitability coming on here, grounding stability. The air is clear around you, and you've got it going on. Like I said, you've got that wand, and now you're not attacking everyone, but you see what you've got. You've got your wand up to protect yourself. You're confident. You know what you need to do, and you're looking at your peers or your competition, your friends, whatever, and you're seeing that you have bold command in your ideas, and you're going to bring them into play. Now, for others of you, it could be a group of people working in tandem with you in something for the first couple of months, maybe an artist. You know, Pisceans, too, are very much about the arts and music. Very beautiful, that, you know. All right, so you have your February, March, April, May. We're looking at the Page of Cups now. This is a very nice young energy for Piscean energy. We see the cup here with the fish. That's your symbol, but it's also about the intuition, psychic abilities, and you see that our young page here is really locked in on that, really communicating. So for some of you, there will be this initiation of you going into a spiritual sense of connection of your empathic abilities. Maybe you're starting to hear or see signs. You're paying attention. You're listening. You're kind of getting excited, because the page not only is messages, which I'll get to, but it could also be, you know, that you're a novice at something. You're learning something. And we do have some rippling water behind you. Now, it's not tumultuous, okay, but something's stirring, okay? It's starting to get going there for you. You're getting excited about something, but you're really locking into, like I said, the signs that you're seeing or the things you're sensing inside yourself, Pisces. Please pay attention. You have so much psychic abilities and empathic abilities, and it's so healing for others and yourself as well, because when you help others to heal, you actually are healing a part of you too, because you feel so good, right? Your heart swells, you feel it. But he's very confident. Again, we're talking about a lot of confidence here, but this is something new. So maybe in the following 2 months, you're starting in a realm of whatever it was you were doing, a new relationship, deepening your spirituality. Like I said, it's tapping into that inner divination. Okay, something with your job has changed and you're starting new. You feel like a novice, but you're excited about it. You know that this is going to help fill your cups. You know this is like your holy grail. It's just the beginning of it. So try and remember that too, what's going on. And like I said, this is not anger. This is excitement and joy with this page energy. You feel like you're really starting on a whole new plane, a whole new realm. But you're solid ground. Like I said, here you have like you're between these this precipice, but you're doing good. You're solid. But here you're really solid. It's like you're on a level playing field with all these other people, even though you're kind of new at it. Maybe you're starting in a new area, or taking on a new concept within something you're doing at school or with work or at home in a relationship. It's a new beginning for you, but it's going to feel really good. Feel, get it? That's your key word, feeling. And then the following 2 months, so you had here your February, March, April, May, June, and July. How nice. It ties right into summer for the Northern Hemisphere anyway. But with the sun, this is that epiphany. Okay, it's a beautiful card, the sun, because we have the 19 as the Prince of Heaven. It's a time of liberation. You're feeling like a freedom. Maybe you were in a funk the last year or two. Stuff was going kind of rough for you. You know, you did come off of that Pisces, Virgo axis, and that was a lot of growth for you. Well, hopefully you grow and evolve, because if not, you're going to have to repeat that, okay, in the next 19 years when that pops up again. But for a lot of us, this is about illumination. You have this achievement, you feel success, you feel like you're achieving your goals, victory, great energy, you know, because that's the sun. Sun is energy, right? It's the force of growing plants and animals and us, and it's a life energy. It's charging your batteries, for crying out loud. But it's good about happiness. But it's also a lot of self-awareness for you. This is like if you're married, it's a good marriage. In a relationship, it's deepening and healing. If you're in school, your studies completed. Maybe you got your vocation or trade, your certificate, your graduate, postgraduate, PhD, master's, you know, whatever your degree is. But this is not only just in the arts, especially Pisces loves the arts. It's also in the sciences or even agriculture. Any achievements that you're doing that you put a lot of work into, the sun talks about the culmination. So if you had a rough time of things, even in a relationship, it's the healing and the achievement. I mean, it could even be, unfortunately, some people getting a divorce, but you achieved that. Maybe you went through a hard time with alimony and child support and custody battles, you know? But also it's like you're feeling anew. You feel like a child, innocent and new again. The white horse, symbolic to me of a clean slate. You're starting all over again. The blessings of God, universe on you. This great empowering, grounding stability. The beautiful sunflowers are very, very spiritual and symbolic. And you have also this solid wall behind you. So there is a period here of, like I said, deep illumination, like you've had the epiphany and you're in a state of bliss. So that's a beautiful blessing for you. Enjoy that. Following the next 3 months, we have some indecision. Now, be careful with this, because yes, this could be a breakup, a divorce, which we were talking about, breaking up a relationship, leaving a job or a career or school, grief and loss, suffering, even the loss of one of our furry little friends, our pets or family member. It could be that intense. But it also could be like a separation, meaning that, okay, I've got this new job or something new is starting and now I have to commute further away, or I'm traveling and I won't see this person as much or be home as often. It could be something like that, the separation. It doesn't have to necessarily be something that is a finite, but it can be. Everyone's going to be different in this reading. But it is talking about your mental realm. You see the swords, the mental realm, piercing the heart. It's the emotion. Now we do see this clouded here, and even it's blocking the rays of the sun. Now here you had all this sunshine and whatnot. So, you know, it's unfortunate, but it is fortunate. Everything changes, right? And unfortunately, everything changes. But sometimes it happens for an impetus of change for us to grow. It is a catalyst for us to become aware. maybe we were blinded by something and we did have this epiphany, but we realized we have to make a clean-cut choice here, something we have been delaying for a while, all right? And it weighs heavily on you. But the 3 is going to be indicative of the result of the choice that you made. So the choice that you make is going to be, hopefully, that you look at this situation and make a clear, clean-cut, logical decision, and not let your heart get in the way. You know, times we tell you to follow your heart. With this card here, we're talking with the 3 of Swords that you really need to clear your mind to make the best choice in this situation. And let me just see with the 3 of Swords, that's Saturn in Libra. So it's learning lessons in relationships now and partnerships. So it is your strength in your relationships and partnerships, and that always starts with you and spirit first. All right, so there could be a challenge here that you have to go through in balancing relationships, bringing it back to harmonic balance. But I can't tell you the outcome because everybody's going to be different. All that spirit is saying, to really think this through, to make clean-cut choices, even though it weighs heavily on your heart. Okay. And then the following months after that, you know, you have a very interesting year coming out for you. It's not all sugar and sweet, and it's not, you know, vines and thorns either. You've got a balanced energy coming on here, up and down. You've got, you know, you've got your cups, you've got your swords, you've got your pentacles now, and then you even have your wands. So we have a mixed energy, which is nice. Everything is getting thrown their hat in the ring. Here, this is a success for you. This is a culmination of a venture coming to an end. So whatever was going on here, the outcome is you're standing strong. Okay, you're creating balance and harmony in your life, but you're also creating a grounded you. Again, you're tying in, look at these 2 cards, you know, like you're really connecting with spirit. Now here is your emotions and all the sensual pleasures of life, very Piscean, and your opposite, which is Virgo, is the material world, okay? Money, wealth, and goods. So you got the goods. This is saying you did it yourself, okay? See the money at your feet? And look at the vines are full. They're ready to harvest. So for that period of time, those 2 months before you go into your next solar return, it's going to start off with things really getting better. And you're going to be able to feel it because you really feel it and sense it. And you're going to start to see it. All right, you're going to see I'm trying to look at this. Hold on a second. Is that a snail? So it might have taken a while, like it moved at a snail's speed. And maybe it took you a while, like, you know, you became a hairstylist and you have to build up clientele, or a real estate agent, or you started a new job and now you have to establish yourself all over again. You know, it's like going to zero. Here it's saying you did it all yourself. You're reaping the rewards of it. This is a successful venture coming to a close. So if you're even looking to buy a house, you're ready to go, or that boat, or a car. You're moving. Selling property even too. This is, like I say, this is your prosperity. And it's all because of you and what you did. So looking back at the 2 months before, whatever decisions you made and closed out in your life that you had to go through that emotion, you still stand strong again, and I like that for you. And that snail speed that's going across here, like I said, it took you a while to get to this, but you're there. This card always gets to me, the Hierophant. You know, I guess because of what it represents in so much, in such a strong religious sense, and so many times. This 5 energy, it's uncertainty, but this is Taurus with the Hierophant. Very different energy. Where this here is all about, you know, you reaching this illumination and epiphany in this world. This card is all about spiritual. All right. Yeah, with the Hierophant, it talks about sometimes, you know, the way you were raised, people expect certain things of you. You were force-fed a certain way to be. These are the walls built around us in our society, old paradigms, ideologies, theologies, you know, those religious beliefs. And, you know, maybe you met a girl who's Catholic and you're Jewish, or you're Muslim and she's Palestinian, you know, and your family's freaking out. They can't handle it. And, you know, although you respect your family and love them, and the way you were raised, you just don't understand and resonate with this idea or theology. This person, place, or thing doesn't make any sense to you. It's discordant. You're really like, it's a spastic topic for you. And maybe they're being stubborn with you. You know, like, oh, if you do this, we'll never speak to you again. Or, you know, we'll disinherit you. Or whatever there could be. There's people being stubborn with you, and they're trying to force feed you a load of crap that you don't want to swallow. You know how to solve this problem, okay? It's not going to be easy, and it definitely isn't going to be a quick fix, but it is going to be doable. And it is about you standing strong, all right? And not against, but above. Rise above the situation instead of against. Be calm, all right? Be a good example. Be at peace with this. Don't panic. You know, like I said, society's expectations go back generationally. Our parents know what their parents taught them, what their parents taught them. We can't blame anybody. It happened when it happened, and it's perpetuating. All right? You can end the cycle, but there could be a cost to it. But you're going to face this challenge. It might not be the outcome that you hope for, but it's going to be the outcome that's best for you. There are many times that we make these changes in our life for our own evolutionary growth, and we leave people behind. And it's people we've known our whole lives even. But it doesn't matter, because we need to focus with love and release whatever their stubbornness or their situation or problem is. It's not yours. And focus on what's best for you. Loving and respecting, like I said, the past, but facing this challenge. Like, it's even bigger than your family and friends. It's society. It's that school. It's the bureaucratic bullshit. It's the red tape. You know, we're all dealing with this stuff. And it's hitting all of us. But it's talking about you just being calm about this and keeping yourself above board. Okay, dealing with these people, places, or situation, always being above board. Like, be the good example, be diplomatic. Whatever they handle and they do is on them. It's none of your business what they're thinking or saying about you. Everyone is going to see it for what it is. And if they don't, and they don't understand what you're doing, again, this is something you need to do for yourself. This is a huge growth for you. You know, this is resistance. An uprising, but in a calm way. It's very freeing for you, very liberating for you. Okay? Whew. Well, thank you, Spirit, for that beautiful reading. I do wish you a happy birthday, Pisces, and happy solar return. I really hope you enjoyed this and that it gave you some information about yourself, because, you know, it is the truth. Know thyself and enjoy. If you have any questions, you could put it in the comments below. Thanks for watching and liking and subscribing. If you haven't, please do. And I do have the new moon solar eclipse up to video. That will be happening during your time frame, close enough. So why don't you look at that too, and maybe that can give you some help and guidance, because that energy will go out for about 6 months. Alrighty, as always, I wish you the best.